We're recording.
Well, fuck you, Craig, and welcome back to the 90th rendition. That's right, of Cooped Up Conversations with Aaron, Joey, Prokop, and me, Cooper. Not joining us today are half the squad. Aaron and Joey both aren't joining us. They're on vacation from their vacations up in Boston. But we're joined instead. I'm honestly excited to hear this fucking cult shit, Jaden. I've been like itching all day. Jaden has some juicy gossip already, so like just intro him with that. And then joining us again, the man who stole the mic from Kelsey. Kelsey is legitimately salty in real life because Pavo is not a feminist. And then came in. She was legitimately salty when we saw her about you taking her spot. And then Madison got all amped up and was like, "Oh, you deleted our episode." Like we weren't fucking idiots recording on AirPods with two different people. So I mean, like both of them started coming at me, and it kind of brought out an energy that I don't usually bring out anymore. And I don't know. I just started being a dick to them, which was probably rude because they came out to celebrate my birthday. Which also is like, why? Anyways, I appreciate Dan and fucking Madison and Kelsey, but they were mad at Pavo because Pavo came and took the mic.
He wasn't there,
And then Kelsey
clearly,
was
so
like,
they
"Oh
could.
my god." Kelsey was like, "Oh my god, I had so much to say," and Pavo just mansplained everything and blah blah blah. She didn't say all that. She was amped up. I can't remember.
Voice in her mouth, too.
You're making me out to sound like I'm Andrew Tate or something.
Well, no, the thing is everybody who's listened definitely heard it, and at the end of the day, it came in, and I think it brought a different energy. So I don't know, like I feel like she like talked just as much as I feel like she would have anyway.
You guys
So,
had
I
a
mean-
wonderful back and forth. You guys, like,
Yeah, you guys went off about something. I can't remember. It was actually quite like decent debate. You weren't Andrew Tate for sure. I like,
Well,
Dude.
at least we have that.
dude. Yeah, fucking the guy's a jabroni, dude. It's so funny. I actually watched because I haven't watched the full interview yet. The one when he goes on your mom's house with Segura and his I don't know what his wife's name is, to be honest with you. I don't watch it often. Fuck, I know her name. It's like Kristen something. She's funny, but they like broke him early because like she's like, I'm a dumb bitch, so like how can I get better? And I think he never got a chance to put the character on, and he kind of saw that this guy's he's a little pyramid scheme guy. I mean, he sells his classes, good for him. Trafficking woman, not great. Definitely not. Definitely on the podcast. We are not pro Andrew Tate. We won't have him on like Shia LaBeouf. Granted, we did hear Shia LaBeouf might be cheaper and more desperate for friendship now that he did something like we
Can we change him? Can we reform him?
Wait.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
what happened with Shia LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf beat his girlfriend. So the first like 25 episodes, conveniently the ones on SoundCloud that got deleted when I stopped paying $100 a year to fucking put shit on SoundCloud. Idiots! Why would you charge that much? I can go to fucking Anchor and do it for free.
Look at that.
And make money.
That's not
That's
even
free.
part of the
I plugged Anchor twice today. I'm turning into. Oh my god! Speaking before I start, sorry, I'm just warming it up, Jaden. I didn't want to start right with the cult thing, but we'll give a chance for the Christians have to fucking listen to a little bit of the podcast before they get they come after former cult member Jaden.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Dude, I met a real life human advertisement the other day. We're out smoking before this comedy show, waiting for kind of like audience to come, and this guy comes up and's talking to us and whatever about nonsense, and then all of a sudden he plugs Honda CRVs. He's like Honda Life, just like the guy in Community. Like it was like, but he did it unironically. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a real life advertisement. So we're starting to, instead of becoming a Honda advertisement, we've become an Anchor advertisement. I've been plugging Anchor everywhere. If we had a promo code Anchor, probably could make more than $5 a month for each of us. Just saying. But anyway, cults. Jaden escaped a cult, escaping Brockton's version of the Amish, I heard. Well, can you tell? So, Prokop, are we going to watch the videos? How are we going to do this? Can we watch the videos?
Well, I feel like I should explain.
Yeah, let's
explain us. Give us a little intro. Yeah.
All right. So pretty much, I've been a church boy my whole life. It kind of sucked. Well,
Is it Baptist? What is it?
This is probably what it's not. All right. So It's
Non-denominational?
non-denominational Christian.
Those are dangerous people. I'll just say that one thing. Those non-denominational. Say what you will about the organization of the Catholic Church. At least there's a system in place to keep it out of the plain sight. These people, these non-denominational people, are all over the place. Granted, I wouldn't start a war and split up an island over this denomination thing, but I do think it's weird. All right, continue. Non-denominational, so that's already a strike off.
Yeah. All right. So pretty much it started off. I met my buddy. I'm just gonna name him C-Dub because I don't want to use names. So me and my buddy C-Dub known each other since we were like 4 in kindergarten, and our moms pretty much became friends, and they were already part of this church. And my mom didn't really like the church that we were already going to, so we kind of just left that one and went to this one.
Was it also non-denominational?
I don't really remember what that one was. That one was more like authentic, like down south type church.
So like more like Baptist.
That might be like
like a loud church. Yeah.
Like a loud church.
Well, that's what they call them.
Cool.
Like they sing a lot, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. Point is, yeah. So we moved churches, right, and everything seems fine. And I'm going to church as a kid, and they call us Kingdom Kids. Like that's what like the children are called.
That's a strike off as well. Joey also went. Joey's not here tonight, so I will say he might not come out with it. But Joey went to a weird so they call it like that too. Not like what do they call you again? Kingdom children?
Kingdom Kids.
Coop, say that one more time.
Oh, that's not great.
Up a little bit. Say that one more time.
Kingdom Kids?
No, what were you doxing Joey on? I mean,
Joey went to some weird Christian camp like that. Not weird, okay. Sorry, but where the vibe, Kingdom Kids is weird.
Questionable vibe. Got it.
Non-denominational, so there's no structure here. Calling the children of the church Kingdom Kids.
Structure.
All right. Yeah. Also, just by the way, the name of this church is called the Boston Church of Christ.
Oh, you're plugging it. So what's this called?
The Boston Church of Christ. Now I'm putting them on blast because this shit's insane.
You can't come after us, Christ people. Boston Church of Christ, you can't come after the Cooped Up Conversations podcast. I promise you that Jaden's story, they might.
My parents
There's no structure
me for
there.
Christ. My parents snipped me for Christ. I am closer to Christ.
I am Catholic. I am Catholic. So you guys are all sinners in my eyes already.
Oh my!
But
no,
I'm not judging. Please do not come after me, Boston Church. The Jaden is the Kingdom Kid who got away. You had to deal with what you should have gotten him to sip the Kool-Aid. That's on you. All right. So the Boston Church of what?
The Boston Church of Christ.
We're putting Jaden on blast. I'm so sorry, Jaden.
Well, no, Jaden wanted Jaden. Didn't you tell me today? Or yesterday you told me about this, and I've been excited about it since. How you said that you think your church that you grew up with as a kid is a cult, and I was like, oh, I love this because there's this one there's this church in our area too that's very similar in a way where I think it's a little bit of culty.
Yeah.
So
100%.
This is something I'm intrigued. So the Boston Church of what is just come after Jaden. He's the former Kingdom Kid, not us. But go ahead.
But yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm growing up in the church, right? And they put on like this not a persona, but like everyone's very nice to you. Like the way
they
would go to events, they would like everybody was nice and like everyone would like try to invite me to do stuff and do other things, and I was just like, oh, like I just saw it as I was like, they all just want to be my friend. Like that's how I just saw it as.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets worse. It does get worse because it turns into something very odd. That the term love bombing comes up a lot in these videos that we'll watch. But I'm gonna continue. Love bombing. But I'll continue the story of how I grew up in this church. But so I'm friends with people. I go to this summer camp every week, or not every week. Every summer. Like it's like pretty much every kid that used to go to like these churches would go to like this camp every summer for like a whole week. And like eventually when you get older, they try to have you study the Bible, which is like you go to like these lessons with like a mentor or like a discipler is what they called it.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much it was geared towards you getting baptized. Now, most people are baptized as a child, like as a baby. So in the video we'll watch of the girl who's the African female, she pretty much was baptized as a baby, and she's like, "Why do I need to get baptized again? That doesn't really make sense." But their way of teaching it was, if you weren't studying the Bible and you weren't baptized, you're not going to be saved, and you're pretty much going to hell. And they were a big commitment type of organization. They would have pretty much Bible studies on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. And it was like they stressed that you would like go to these events. And they also stressed recruitment a lot. It was very creepy. When I was studying the Bible,
So like a frat kind of.
yeah, but it's not like
Were
that.
they? Were they?
They're very aggressive with their recruitment. They were trying to have me like go to my high school. They were trying to have me go to my high school. Keep in mind, I went to Brockton High School. They wanted me to go to Brockton High and recruit kids to come to church and Bible studies with me. Those kids would laugh and spit in my face if I ever offered them to a Bible study or try to like that is like
this isn't a movie. Yeah,
that was just not happening. And like they were stressing that I like try to get people to try to like join or like come by. And I was just like, dog, I'm trying. But so senior year, right? I'm in my senior year high school, and it pretty much I'm studying the Bible, trying to get baptized because like my friend C Dub, he had done it, and a lot of my other buddies were studying and they were also getting baptized. So I was like, all right. I mean, I feel like it was time, quote unquote. I felt like it was time, but I don't know. I feel like I was kind of just like peer pressured into doing it because people would ask me like, "Oh, like, do you plan on studying? Do you plan on studying?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," like this and that. And I finally got around to it, and I did get baptized, but like they were just expecting like so much out of me, like just time commitment wise. And I'm so glad like I went to college like away, but like that's where it kind of just fell apart because they were also here on campus. And what?
they were on UMass Lowell's campus?
Yeah, they have a campus ministry at different colleges, so I couldn't really escape them because they contacted me here when I got here, and I was like, "Oh, like
Oh,
whatever."
fuck, dude. How
Yeah,
big is this church?
dude. Hold on,
I thought this
see
was
if I
like a
can pull
local.
this.
They're
All
on
right,
campuses.
so hold on. So
Definitely,
this church,
dude. If you're a cult, do your cult shit. Please don't come after us, people on campuses. Sorry,
Stop with the
go.
heavy recruitment. Just have a wide open recruitment. Be like, yeah, if you wanna, like, if you wanna join the cult, like, no one's
We know
stopping
nothing
ya.
about recruitments into cult-like entities. We know nothing about that. So I'm not going to offer attention. Maybe like beer, and then you don't need to push heavy. Beer.
yeah, but yeah, they were on some.
If you had beers for Christ, Christ might come back. You get Christ cool again. That's how you're going to save Christianity. I'm not trying to consult Christianity, but maybe like a cool pope. I don't know, one
You
who
got a pretty
skateboards or something, like goes on a fucking
dude. Did
Say
you
hover
see,
Pope?
car or something.
dude? The Pope
Like
wore
imagine the pope.
Dude,
he
the
wore an
Pope on
anime
a fucking
kimono.
pigs.
He was
What's
wearing
the
an
fucking
anime
hoverboard?
kimono. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
The Pope in an anime kimono, cool. Get that guy on a hoverboard, like doing something dope, dude. Vaping, maybe? Vaping Pope?
Yeah, dude.
I'm
What if
gonna
the
pull it
Pope
up right
blasted
now.
cigs, dude?
If the Pope barstooled the Vatican for a few years, I mean, it might save Christianity. I'm not, maybe
Let me pull
focus
this.
less on like
Pull up this.
anti-gay stuff. Or like
Yeah, look
maybe
at it. He
have
went to
priests that don't
Japan.
diddle people.
You guys can't
Maybe
see
have
this right
vaping
now.
priests. I'm just saying if you want to sell Christianity. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So the Pope's trying to be
I feel like a
cool,
lot of religious
actually.
organizations are going to come after you
Sorry.
after this podcast.
That might be cut. Okay, so you couldn't escape these people. I thought it was just like a
Well,
local
yeah.
Brockton church. This is nuts.
No. All right. So I just sent the link into the podcast chat. But this church is part of the ICOC, and that's the International Churches of Christ. And I pretty much I found this out yesterday. That day I texted you because a
They're
girl
everywhere, huh?
yeah, this
Oh, they're
girl.
probably like
I don't-
missionaries.
Cooper, can you let me fucking tell the story? God
Sorry,
damn it.
sorry, I'm looking at all these. You can't send me shit. Distract me with hundreds of African sites and places in Asia and stuff. I thought this was a local church in Brockton. You're blowing my shit. Stop yelling at me. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
You got me off track, dude. All right.
They're everywhere. I thought this was a local church. I don't want to be talking about a conspiracy with fucking places that are everywhere, man. These are like the Freemasons. They're in every town. You can't escape these people.
Story, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
This is crazy. Dude, Kingdom Kids, dude. Dude, Jesus Christ.
You come
right,
for the
Jesus
content.
Christ. All right, go ahead.
All right, so International Churches of Christ, right? This girl posted this like link to this Google form about people that were like religiously abused and like psychologically manipulated by churches, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I went to church with you my whole life. You're bugging. There ain't no way you're tweaking like this on Instagram and Facebook. And then she posted the link to that first video I sent in the podcast chat, and that video is from 1993. And it was an investigation on the ICOC. And I was like, I watched it and I was just like, holy shit, this is insane. So, before we watch any of those videos, some of the extreme things that they were trying to have me do while I was studying the Bible, trying to become a disciple is what they called it. After you got baptized, you were called a disciple. Pretty much, I was dating my ex-girlfriend at the time, and she obviously wasn't studying the Bible or in the church, but she believed in God, and I think she was Catholic, and pretty much, pretty much, yeah, Catholics. But
Fuck us.
At least there's a structure. Anyway,
Oh my God,
these
shut up.
people are fucking everywhere.
discipler was like, "All right, so you have a girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he brought up this thing called it was in the Bible. It's called being the same. I think it was equally of yoke. That's what it was called. It was like being equally of yoke. Basically, it was like if she doesn't believe in God and you believe in God, why would you guys date? Pretty much, or like be in to get like a relationship, which makes
What
sense.
the fuck?
But I was like,
dude,
hey, listen.
how old were you?
I was a senior in high school.
So I guess 17, 18. Still, dude,
I was
stop
like
manipulating
17.
young minds with your Jesus shit, dude. Let him
All right.
fuck you
All
in
right,
your
let me
own
explain.
your relationship. That's crazy.
Pretty much, he was like, "You got to break up with her," and I was like, "Well, why?" And he was like, "Well, she's not studying the Bible and she's not a disciple. That means you can't really date her if you're going to be doing that." And I was like, "Oh, well." Long story short, we ended up breaking up anyways because of the whole debacle. I don't really want to get into that. That's a whole nother story. Point is,
Maybe it was a divine intervention by God.
no, get the fuck out of here. He straight up was like, this was like a little early on, and I was just like, I don't know. I was very skeptical on that because it was very sus the way he like portrayed it, and I was like, what the fuck, like making me trying to break up with my girl just to go to church, basically, like what the fuck. And prom comes around, right, and he's highly suggesting me to not go to prom. He says it's a bad thing to have, like, to go to if I'm like studying the Bible and like in church, and that it wouldn't be a good look for like the younger kids. And I was just like, but like senior prom only happens once in my fucking life, and you're telling me not to go? You're bugging. Nah, I'm going. So I went.
What do your parents think
And
about this place?
oh, I'll get to that. Well, my dad obviously doesn't go to church. He's a cop. He deals with fucking criminals and murderers every day. Church is the last thing he wants, even though he probably needs.
I was gonna say he might need, dude. Like,
Oh my
anyway,
God.
that's not funny.
But yeah, my dad probably thinks it's all hoopla and all that Jimmy Jam because he used to be a Jehovah's Witness and he did not fuck with Jehovah's Witness whatsoever.
Those are equally fucky.
Dude, one time one of those guys like came around to my back porch.
Yeah,
I didn't
their
answer the front door and I was home alone. And then they came to my back porch and were like knocking on my back door. I'm like, dude, I'm like fucking 12 years old in my house alone, and this fucking creepy guy is coming to talk to me about Jesus. Like, he heard the TV. He's like, I heard the TV in there. You get the fuck away from me, you fucking freak. Get off my property, dude. If this was Texas, you'd be gone. Do they have Jehovah's Witness in Texas? Probably not, right?
If they got balls to not get shot, yeah.
They got
Dude,
really
yeah.
long driveways in some parts of Texas.
They probably also the Jehovah Witness are probably strapped down there, dude.
Yeah, he's just
So,
carrying around the Draco.
dude, Jaden. So these people, like, how old was this discipler that was giving you these like life advice and stuff like that?
I'd probably say like mid-20s, early 30s. I think. I don't really remember with. I'm not gonna say his name, but I don't remember with Mr. F. I'll just leave him at Mr. F. I don't remember what Mr. F was. His age was. He wasn't very old, but not very young.
Dude, that's so
So
weird,
like, yeah.
man.
So
Like
like
that's
we
so
yeah
weird.
we have like a teen ministry. That's what they called it, the teen ministry. That's what I was part of until I went to college. And then when I went to college, it was called the campus ministry. But
Bro,
yeah,
it's like anything, man. Like at a point where you like kind of push something that much, I don't care what you're pushing. Like even if it's right, bro. Like it's such like a weird approach for me. And like that's
yeah,
half the reason that like I don't know, I like my church started talking about like political stuff every once in a while, and I was like kind of like after the point I got confirmed, I'm like I don't want to go back here. Like I don't need to fucking hear this stuff. And it wasn't
yeah,
even that like much. It was just more of like I don't know. I feel like if God is everywhere and I can talk to him wherever, like why do I need to go into a fucking stuffy building with these people pushing stuff on me? You know what I mean?
True,
yeah.
dude.
Roger
I don't know.
So
that.
I did it enough. I did enough. But like pushing kids about anything, man. It's like anything. People are fucking all up in arms about kids being pushed certain agendas. It's like, bro, this is still like you gotta call out everything, dude. Like churches like this, like that are this big, and you're like having people giving them life advice when they ask and telling them what they can do is two completely different things, if you ask me. And
100%.
like and and like that's like weird, man. You get someone who, especially because if you couldn't really tell how old he was, that means he was probably close enough in your age where like the relationship probably felt more of like a like or equal like because at least the one about the fucking church is like the priest that I always had were always like older. So it's like if they were like teaching something to you like when we were in kids at CCD or something like that, you didn't take it as like it was more like like
Advice
like
from grandpa.
grandfatherly
Yeah.
advice. Yeah, literally.
Like,
And
okay,
then
this guy's seen some stuff. I don't need to take this like to heart that much.
yeah, dude, like one of the guys one used to look like he was from MASH, dude. And then like I think was like this war veteran, like he was nuts, man. This guy was low key dope. And then but like dude, when you're like have someone who's like your
Wanna see
age
that.
ish teach like telling you what to do, like dude, what the fuck is that, man? That is crazy. And you never said so your dad wasn't into it because he was I'm shocked you're like I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. I just think it's shocked if your dad was a Jehovah's Witness and didn't like it, that he didn't see like the same kind of things in this. Because it's like, dude, that's so.
Well, he
I
never
don't know,
went.
man. This
That's
blowing my
why.
mind. Well, but dude, like, did you ever come home and say like, "Yo, the fucking disciplers telling me not to go to prom because my girlfriend isn't the same yoke or whatever"? Like, I did like, that's just like, I don't
My
know, man. That's
girlfriend's
just
not
like,
yoked.
Like, yeah.
yeah, she's not yoke enough or something. Like, I don't know. But the discipler, dude, even the word discipler, dude, that almost sounds like it's like a. It
Sounds kind
sounds
of
like
cool if you ask me.
yeah, it sounds again, not saying we have something where like cool names would be cool, but like you
I don't know.
can't
It sounds a
fucking
little grand wizardy, a little imperially,
discipler sounds like yeah, and also it's like I don't know,
inquisitor
that's fucking
and
weird, man.
Star
I'm
Warsy.
still I also thought when you pitched this to me, Jaden, when you were talking about it, I really like it's kind of like crazy how big this fucking church is. I didn't realize that. And so they were at. So did the people at UML? Did you know who they were? Like, did they have like
No,
before UML? Okay,
no. But my church had talked to them beforehand and told them that I was coming to UMass Lowell, and they reached out to me. I was like, "What the fuck?"
dude, I would have
So
been like, yeah, who
I
gave you
kind of
the
had no.
fucking authority to do
I was
that?
kind of because my intention to come to college was remember I came to college looking to join a fraternity, so I came here looking to party, and college the church was the last thing that was on my mind because considering this was the most freedom I pretty much ever had, and
Well,
church is
I would
not
also
cool in
I would also
college because
say
I'm gonna get fucked up every weekend.
I would also say there's definitely more to a fraternity than getting fucked up and partying. If I
Oh,
had to
100%.
maybe if I had to pitch a potential public kind
What?
of
You
a
guys
public
weren't
kind
doing
of
Sunday service at your
But no,
yeah,
no,
fraternity?
I
no.
was gonna say if you had to pitch a public kind of on the record kind of narrative
This is
about
freshman. This is before Jaden coming to college and even knowing what fraternities were about. That's
no,
what I. That's
like the Blue Mountain State expectation where you expected like everything to be fucking that. You also were coming in at the like peak of the barstool era where like frats started to get cool again. Again, Catholic Church just saying vaping made barstool cool and frats cool again. Penn State killed a few people, but frats are still pretty cool online apparently. Just saying. So Catholic Church, vaping priest might be dope. Just saying if you want to save Jesus and stuff.
Put the incense in the vape.
I'm so glad that my
Frankincense and
parents
myrrh
didn't. My parents,
vapes.
my parents luckily had the Catholic
Sold.
guilt, like kind of like I did, where they like only went to church because they thought I had to go. And my dad was the same as you, Jay. He just didn't like. My dad said he's like the pews hurt my back, like word. Because I guess my grandpa would literally just go to church and fall asleep, but he would go just because like his Lithuanian mother just went to church every fucking day or Sunday, and that's just kind of what you did. And then I just but like I said, by the time dude, I don't know, man. It's the fucking, it's just like I don't know. The organization of it makes it freaky, but like I would have been fucking heated if I came to college and these fucking people were like, oh, come to fucking Bible study, bro. Like
yeah.
tracked you down
They
to
were
school
expecting
without you
so.
saying.
Yeah. If the
They were expecting
diocese,
so much.
if like local dioceses were like contacting each other and being like, this confirmed Christian or what do they call us? Like
Disciple.
no, like they
Uh,
call us like Christian warriors or some bullshit like that. Or like we go out like we're equally missionaries in some way once you've been confirmed in the Catholic Church. But it's like if they were to
All
like
right,
contact me and be like, "You're not going to mass? Like why haven't you been to this mass?" And like I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
and
Like
they would do that. They would do that. They would
I'd be like
contact you and
spruce
be like,
up the
"Why haven't
content,
are
bro.
you all
Yeah.
right? Why haven't
You
you been
guys
to
have
church?"
ancient content. It used to come
I
in
learned
Latin,
it.
and you guys learned to not have it all day, and you learned to have it not be in Latin anymore. You learned that.
Got it
You need
boiled
to learn
down.
again. Maybe 3 minutes. Digestible services in and out. Maybe have visual aids.
TikToks.
Maybe
Dude, that would be
TikToks.
sick.
Make the songs hype. Maybe throw some bass in there, and it's just not fucking your fat PTA moms singing it. Not all the fucking people in the choir were fat. That's just
I
so
was
mean.
about
I
to
don't know why
say,
I'm saying
dude,
that.
the choir at my church, dude,
They actually could
smokes.
sing, man. Every once in
Smokes.
a while, when I was a
Whoa,
kid, I
what a
was like, "Oh,
lucky
the
guy.
songs." What'd you say? I
Smokes in
didn't
the
hear.
choir.
Yeah, dude, the church in my town.
Oh my goodness.
What are you? What are you, Catholic?
Oh yeah,
Fuck
I'm
yes, dude.
confirmed in Christ, my guy.
Fuck yeah, dude. See,
My
I never
brother in
asked people in
Christ.
college
How
what
are
they
you?
were.
Sorry,
It
Jaden.
always
We're like totally cornering you right
like
now.
Jaden. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like we know each other pretty well. I had no idea you were in a weird cult fucking church thing. Never knew because I never asked people religion stuff. I don't need to know what people are doing. I like having the like mystery behind what the people I know what was going on prior. If they don't tell me, I don't pry. But now I know you're in a weird cult thing. That is fucking crazy. There's a weird cult place in Plymouth too, and they serve bread. They're a bakery place, but it was good food. But if you went, there was one in Hyannis too, across from where we went to high school, and they're like the 12 tribes or something. And if you went to the place to get food more than like once a week, they would always be like, "Oh, come to like a reading or something like that." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going here once a week," which was too
Uh,
bad because the sandwiches were fire, man. That's how they trick you. They get you in with the sandwiches. And then they're like, oh, like a little bit of weird, like I get to bang your wife, and you're like, you sell all your cars, and they're living our little fucking house.
what they're doing is plumping you up for fucking human sacrifice, dude. Getting you juiced up on the
Potentially, dude.
sandwiches.
I don't know. I think there's if you're gonna organize this deep of a fucking cult, I almost expect there to have to be something like that.
money,
Who
bro.
Who or
It is money.
Money, yeah, but money's
No,
No.
not just
This one-
not just money. Yeah, dude. Churches make so much profit.
Well,
They
because they don't get taxed. Dude, the best is all these fucking evangelical, non-denominational people down in the South that are going off about how like they should take the government over and shit like that. And it's mad funny because they're like, oh, if the IRS can, we're putting in paperwork to change our stuff, and none of them have put paperwork in to change their stuff. But the IRS is also like not doing anything about it. You can't be preaching political views, like radical political views, and then also be tax exempt. Not allowed.
frowned upon
Yeah.
for sure.
This church definitely had a hierarchy of basically like positions, and you could just tell like who the well off, like you could just tell who the regular goers of church were and who wasn't. And like it's kind of fucked because what happened was, say like during a period of time the church was losing a lot of people, like just member wise, like not coming. So that means no more like donations were not coming in.
Yeah.
And some of the higher ups started to like leave the area. And I was like, huh. And when I watched one of these videos, or actually, I think it was a podcast, they speak of, the dude talks about literally how people in the organization that were higher up, like the priests or like the elders, would leave an area because it.
The elders was the Skyrim.
Dude, how are
No, that's what they
how are
called
your
them.
parents not getting you out of this? Cults are
What do you
crazy,
mean? I'm
man.
already out of this, Cooper. Are you fucking stupid?
No, I meant back then, dude. They're called the elders.
Yeah, the wise ones.
What do they smoke opium and sit on the top of a mountain, dude? Like what
Dude,
the
that
fuck
sounds
dude?
chill as fuck, dude.
That would be dope. Is that what they are?
No,
You
Yeah,
shouldn't
man.
be.
they're just old.
Yeah,
They're just higher up people in the church.
They're just old fucking freaks.
Just
Great.
fuck, dude.
You
I
could be
can't
old
believe,
fucking freaks.
dude. For prom, they literally rebuked me for going to prom.
What does a rebuke
Yeah.
Like
do?
rebuke is pretty much just like scolding you and like Christ. Pretty much, that's what it is. It's just scolding you in the
In
name of
public?
Christ. Well, I mean, in front of the church. Well, not in front of the whole church, but like they'll make an example out of you, like they did in front of like they did it to
Yeah,
me in
dude.
front of like the teen ministry, and I was just like of my church, because like
It's
every
not-
church has their own teen ministry, and yeah, I was like, what the
Not
fuck? Because one of my buddies
very-
also went to junior prom, and he got scolded, and I was like, ain't no way Mr. F's gonna scold me, like pretty like, even though I went, like it was pretty reasonable, and then nah, that was not the case.
Not very Christ-like to scold your fellow Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting, right?
It's
And,
almost like we've said this before, that like people just like anybody who fucking pushes any kind of narrative that extremely is always just gonna be the bad guy. Like
Yeah.
you got like, dude, that's fucking insane. Sorry, that's weird.
And a lot of
And we need to say that shit's weird, right? Like, am I wrong? I don't want to say right because like maybe I'm wrong, but just in general, like, dude, why are we allowing kids to be scolded in public by Christ? That's not what Jesus probably would. Did Jesus scold people in public?
Only,
I don't
only,
remember.
only.
He was out
Only
here
one-
catching fish with the homies
I remember
and
he
turning water
chilled
into
with
wine.
Hook. Didn't he hang out with a
scolded
prostitute?
people
Whoa.
once because
Yeah.
there was people in the church selling stuff, and there's like met prostitutes going around and shit. That was the only time Jesus scolded people. It's because they were treating the church like it was a freaking marketplace. I remember that story in the
Yes,
Bible.
exactly.
But
That-
so it's almost like now, dude. It's like the guy. I don't know.
But that's
Remember what his name
different.
is.
That's
It's the guy who
different from
looks like
going
the
to
devil.
prom.
Yeah, no, dude. Who's the guy who looks like the devil? That evangelical guy who literally says he
Oh.
does. He has a
What's his
private
name?
jet and flies private because he
I'll
doesn't
look
want to
his name
sit with demons when he has to like prepare to talk about God. He called like normal people demons. Just like he's like, I need to have a private plane because how am I going to talk to God? I also need a massive mansion, an almost Nero-esque mansion. After I burn down the local Everglades to build it, while I
It's like-
play the violin.
It's like
because-
Pat something.
This guy's nuts. He was
Pat
during
Robertson,
COVID. He got
I
on
think.
TV and he was the guy who like oh, I can blow COVID away through Christ. He's like, it doesn't matter if you have to walk down to the church and slide it under the door. Don't stop tithing. Keep giving. Like begging people for money during COVID, having these old at-risk people who are going to the church, drive down to the church and slide tithings under the door. That's how desperate you need to give for Christ. He desperately needed that money. Crazy, bro. Like, we need to call these people out, man. This is not okay. This is not okay. I'm sorry. Same thing. You can't indoctrinate kids. I just fucking crazy, man. It blows my mind. Like, I don't see how people don't see the problem with it. Like, the fact that, like, no parents involved, like, at all, were like, oh, this is fucking crazy, man. Like, it's weird to indoctrinate your kids into anything. Like, I did the whole CCD thing, and, dude, we had this lady come in and basically preached that, like, in 2015, like, 2013, 2014, come in and preach to high schoolers that if you're gay, you're going to hell and shit. This kid got up and fought. He's like, I'm Irish Catholic, and I put some guy he worked at this funeral home. Honestly, it was probably one of the craziest things, and honestly, I respect the fuck out of this kid for doing it. He actually, I'm not gonna say he.
No, that sounds like
I'm gonna come out with it. He's gay now, but like back then he wasn't out. I don't think.
But so, what happened? Like good.
But he was like, "How dare you!" Like go after, screaming at this nun, dude. It was nuts at like 10 a.m. I'm gonna cut the like I'm not putting that other part in because I don't know, but I'm gonna come back in at 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning after church, dude, screaming at the 70-year-old nun who's basically preaching hate to us in 2013, bro. Like insane. Like who are you? Like weird, dude. And the church sponsored it. It was like, and like granted, like it wasn't legal in the Supreme Court till 2015, but also like it was Massachusetts where it was legal. So it's just like, dude, to be preaching like these people are going to hell no matter what, even if they went to church every day or something like crazy like that. And dude, luckily for this woman, this was pre everybody recording stuff and putting it online. Because like, dude, this woman would have been torn apart. It was literally insane, like listening to it before this kid finally snapped.
Kenneth Copeland's the one.
Kenneth Copeland, that guy's a fucking...
He's a demon.
He looks like the... Dude, if you look into that man's eyes and you don't...
He looks at us and he's like, oh, good people are actually demons. Because he's a fucking nightmare.
He's like... Dude, I hate to say it, he has like alligator eyes, man. Like, there's not like... There's... That is fueled by one thing. I'm sure that is money and stem cells, dude, to keep himself alive. Because that guy's like 100 years old. And he looks like his skin, he looks like his body is just like, there's no bones in there. It's just skin. He looks like kind of like Jabba the Hutt that you prop up.
He's 85. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Make sure you keep tithing. Bring that money in. Disgusting, dude. Anyway. So was it the prom thing that made you finally leave, Jaden?
No. I'd probably say just during college, like they were just asking too much for me to like show up to events and shit. And like I was also rushing here at the time, and I was also playing.
What are you talking about? This isn't a fraternity. This is a podcast sponsored by a fraternity.
Oh yeah. No,
we're not sponsored by anything.
But,
dude, so go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's pretty much after I joined, I was like, there ain't no way I'm going back to that nutcase church because like they were asking way too much and they're trying to have me recruit on campus, and I'm like, dude, how am I going to be part of fraternity and also recruit for people to go to Bible studies? Like that's just not happening. And
I have a question for all you guys. Based on I guess the fact that we all are disciples of Christ somehow, or missionaries of Christ, whatever.
Confirm, bro.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
Would you have your kids go to church?
If
you had
it's up to them.
I'm gonna let them in first grade decide. See, I go back and forth on it because I think like church can instill good morals. You know what I mean? But also, I think I'd be more like open with like what's going on. Like not saying my parents did anything wrong, but they like I don't think even really kind of looked at it like that. They kind of just looked at it as like the Catholic guilt is telling me that you need to do this, and that's it. And they didn't really listen, I don't think. But like I don't know. I would definitely be like, yeah, take everything with a grain of salt, bro. I don't know. It's weird because I used to like, especially in high school, I was low key not like a dick with it, but like some of the like we had some guy who was like super like kind of like crazy, like teaching it, and I was just like, he was trying to tell us that Moses was 250 years old or something like that, and I'm like, how? I'm like, can you please explain to me how like modern medical technology got better and this guy is triple the life expectancy of a
Oh, I
human
can
being or
explain
whatever?
that. I
And
can
he's like
explain that.
God.
No, well, you know what
He's
it
like
is.
you questioning that is honestly a problem for God.
You know how they
And I'm like,
explain that though, Coop?
what?
So Adam lived to be 1,000 years old because he was like the
Oh,
first
of
guy,
course.
and then over the descendants, they lost that like almost immortality, like ability to live thousands of years old. But then I read the Bible a little differently, and I actually like I was like, okay, this is an old book. It's been translated. What if years and ages are like mistranslated, and what if like they go off a
Well, they
lunar
definitely did.
calendar,
And
and that
they took
and
out parts.
and then
Stuff.
if you do years in terms of months, they live to like 75, and like it's like, oh, that actually makes a little bit more sense when you think of it that way. Maybe they were doing it on a lunar calendar. I don't know, but
I
like,
was also thinking like maybe it was just like his descendants and they just like took it as like
yeah,
one
no,
life. You know what
exactly.
I
And
mean?
they did. That's like straight up like you were Noah and you were the first was Noah, the this and they, you
Can I
know,
ask how long did it take them to get from Egypt to Israel? Wasn't it like 40 years?
um
What is
I'd have
that?
to read again.
What
I'm
is that? Narnia,
Exodus.
man? What took them so long? What were they fighting on the way? I'm pretty sure I
The
don't know.
fucking desert heat.
The
Dude,
Yeah,
desert
dude.
but
the desert
yeah,
they were
I get
settling, they
that.
were a migratory people and they would settle, they would trade, like there was like there's whole
I'm just saying,
histories
even
going
if you would
on.
settle and trade, like, shouldn't take you 40 years to get from like Egypt. It's like a 2-hour flight.
Oh, you know what else I forgot about this church? They
What?
would pretty much plan like arrange relationships and marriages. So like
What?
one of my
Let
buddies
these
who I
people pay
know
taxes, please.
is
Let them.
started dating this girl in the church not too long ago. I'd probably say a couple months ago, and they literally got married like I think like 2 weeks ago. But like
Yeah.
they only have you date within the church, and when you go on dates, you can't even go one on one. You have to do like encouragement dates, so there has to be multiple people. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is that?
Do they? What's their stance on sex?
Oh, you
Bro,
can't
what
have it
kind of
until you're married.
question? Kind of question is that?
Well,
That's
I was
you kind
asking
of
if they were
you
pushing
know.
it. I was asking if they're pushing
Are
it
you
because, in my
telling me that
opinion,
you've had
they definitely wouldn't
premarital
be getting.
sex, Cooper?
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything on the record. Jesus and I have talked about what I've done, and as is custom,
He's
I am
forgiven you.
Shame
forgiven.
on you.
I have done over 1,000,000 Hail
I
Marys.
was about to say, how many Hail Marys you crank out?
Our Father's probably like I probably do 15 a day to make
Yeah,
up
our
for
father's
stuff.
probably like, shut the fuck up, dude. Stop
Yeah, dude.
praying.
He's like, bro, enough.
Yeah.
Tired of hearing from you,
But
dude.
yeah, let's
So
speaking of
they
watching
definitely are like
videos,
kids, right? They're like kids. Right when you get married, that kid's gonna have how over under how long until he has a kid? Now that they're married,
I'd probably say like 2 years.
I bet you they announced a pregnancy. When did they get married? 2 weeks ago. What's two
Yeah,
weeks ago? August like 1st, let's say.
Oh, there's probably a bun in the oven, dude.
There might even be one. I say by Christmas, they'll say that they have a Christmas miracle, and Christ has
oh my
blessed them with a
god.
child. I'm telling you. You don't think Mr. F dude is being like, now that you're married, just unload, dude. If you pull out, Jesus will actually strike you down.
Dude, my buddy C-Dub was
especially
saying that he goes to he goes to Bridgewater State, and he's on a sports team there, and he pretty much was like they were telling him not to go to some of his events and go to church events instead. And this dude's literally like on a sports team. Like he it's not like he can't go to the events.
Yeah, bro, it's like D2. It's D2 college athletics. You can't miss that.
But like the
Or
church was
D3.
kind of like forcing him to go to those events. I think it's D3.
Yeah, man. I just think that that's probably not great. That's
And
what I
see,
would
my
say
boy
might be
C-Dub was saying
conditioning.
like they were making
Might be
it
what
feel like he said he felt like he was gonna die if he didn't like if he left the church. That's what he texted me.
Woo!
Yep. That's fucky.
And
That's
you
so
said
fucky.
again. All right, here's the deal, church people. I am not a kingdom kid. I'm just saying outside perspective. You can't kill a devil's advocate.
Ju- Cooper
And we're
was
also using the umbrella of satire and comedy. You can't come after us, Church of Christ.
The umbrella.
If
Cooper.
anything, I pushed pro moving forward legislation for the Catholic Church tonight. I came on here and gave you real world ideas. Vaping priests, hoverboards, maybe use some of that money. 1 fucking week of donations, you can buy a hoverboard. If your guy is on a hoverboard, dude, maybe has like some sort of backwards hat, have him be Father Vape God, dude. God would get kids to go. I gave you real world examples, Christ the Church, so you can't come after me. Anyway, so he feels like he's gonna die. That's great.
Yeah. I think we could play the videos now though. That's pretty much the story. So just keep all that in mind. And yeah. Pretty much been in this church since I was like 4 to 8, 17, 18.
Can I tell you one thing? That was about an hour-ish, maybe a little less.
45.
45 minutes of straight roller coaster. This Christchurch place, when again, now I'm almost paranoid. If this guy thinks he's dead, think of the things we've said in this I am pro Jesus, you know what? We've said it. We did say AI God. We did say that. We backed Shia LaBeouf. That was a bad look. But I'm not telling kids that they're going to hell for not dating the yoke church going gal. So, after me all you want, Christ Church. This is Jaden. And you are pretty normal, dude, for the most part. So, like, you kind of, like, escaped this weird cult thing.
Yeah, no. I'm kind of glad I got out because I can definitely see like the psychological manipulation that they try to like put on me, and like recruitment wise, and just the way
Have
like
they
the
reached out since?
organization. Like, I mean, no, because like after that, they pretty much like outline you, like if they don't contact you, like once they realize like you're definitely like gone, like you're definitely done with them, like they won't reach. Like if you reach out to them, they won't reach out back to you.
All
But
right,
like
Has there
man.
been any?
but when you first start showing signs of like stepping away, like they'll pester you, and like everybody will pester you. It's crazy. It's insane the amount of like the people like when I was here in college and I was like stopped going to like the events. Like the kids that would text me, they would hit me up like almost every day.
So I heard like there's
And
this
you said they're nice people. They're like
And like
happy, nice people.
they act like they
I
act
don't
like good
trust
people.
those people now. This is the thing. I don't trust nice people ever. If you're happy,
Oh my
if
god.
you're just like walking around smiling all the time, I think you are like at the brink. If you don't have something, I'm dead
What a
ass. I'm dead
dichotomy.
ass. You need to have a
If
little
you are
bite, dude.
happy, you are on the edge
If
of
you don't have a little
your
bite, man,
reality.
if you're completely nice, like that's why I don't think I could do the Midwest. Because these people are not fucking all angry and stuff a little bit and then they're happy all the time. I don't like that. but like like when someone's like super nice and outgoing is like
Like the
extreme,
most,
like
this is like the most Massachusetts tangent I've ever heard. Yeah,
I'm not even trying.
fuck hospitality.
No, it's not hospitality, man. I'm telling you, it's the like. I get how I'm probably a little bit negative. Might be some might call me a pessimist, but I feel like I'd argue I'm more close to realist pessimist. You know what I mean? I also say worst feeling first, and that way I'm like anything better than that is good. So that's kind of like my mindset with it. So people look at that as negative. I'm like, no, I'm just setting reality and then moving forward and then deciding that it's like, oh, this isn't that big of a deal. People just go backwards and they're like, oh, you're bad. Granted, if you're always happy and you never show any like upset and you're just happy, smiling all the time, telling me to come to Bible church and smiling and give me like potato salad and stuff at events, and
Doesn't sound
like
too
you're always
bad, bro.
happy. Yeah. That's like
Someone's being nice to me and talking to me and giving me free potato salad, dog. I might sign up.
I
Nah.
do. I'm telling you, I think if you go into cults knowing you're going into a cult, I think I'm not saying I could test any cult, but I'm saying like I don't know how like as long as you don't like kill me or something after the first meeting, I could come and eat the free potato salad or some shit first because they're not going to kill you on the first thing. They need to get people to come in.
Let's get these videos played because I do have
Yeah.
work tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Jaden.
I don't want this going all day.
Let's get to. I gotta piss too. So let me get this video
Play
going,
the video.
and then you guys, do you see the
Well, I
stream?
mean,
Do you guys see the stream?
yeah, we see it.
Cool.
This is 2020. Tonight, is this a dynamic new church or religious quicksand?
I just wanted to escape so bad. I took a knife and I was scratching my wrist back and forth.
Thousands of people are drawn by its message of love, but some former members say it's brainwashing.
It's a mind control group that uses religion.
They say the secrets of your past are
Oh my
used
goodness.
against you.
I bet you're the kind of person that would even beat his child. How
Whoa.
dare you do that?
And sometimes your future is threatened.
It said, God's gonna destroy your life.
John Stossel investigates the tactics of one
Okay,
of the
I'm gonna
fastest
go
growing churches
to
in
the
the
bathroom.
country.
So pause.
To break people?
All right, no, hold on. You gotta be here for this.
Believe it, or
Crazy.
else.
Plus, we're in touch, so you be in touch. We mean it. And our first story tonight came to us from one of you. A Philadelphia man wrote that his wife had joined what he called a cult that was controlling her mind. He was distraught, and he felt that he couldn't take on such a large organization on his own. Well, as it turns out, this was not the first we'd heard of the International Churches of Christ. Other viewers had written similar letters, so we decided to investigate.
And what we found in our search were former church members with
What a
dramatic
fuck.
Wait, she's on The
stories
Voice?
of coercion and brainwashing and scare tactics. Is
She's on
the
The Voice, right?
International Churches of Christ a cult? Well, that depends
Yeah,
upon
she
whom
is.
you ask. There are thousands
thinking of
who
The
say
View.
Shut the fuck up and listen to the
their
video.
lives are better.
I'm listening
See
to the
for
video.
yourself what John Stossel found, and you decide.
This looks kind of lit, dude.
Churches of Christ. It's one of America's fastest growing churches.
Was
Started
everybody
just
ugly in the
14 years ago
90s?
outside Boston with only 30
This is a good
members.
Vsauce, that
Now there
video
are more
that talks
than
about that.
40,000, not just in
Dude,
Massachusetts,
like,
but here in
same
New
thing
York
with the 80s.
and in dozens of cities all over the world.
It started in
Week,
Boston.
Hundreds of new
You just
members
missed it.
baptized.
This is crazy. It started in Boston.
Just to be able to see
Fuck
Marcos say goodbye to his old life and just being born again into the water and the spirit.
Dude, that would suck.
Many members say the church has saved their lives.
I am a member and a minister and a Christian in the Church of Christ because I think if I wasn't, I'd go to hell.
And it changed my life so much that,
Ooh.
yes, I'm compelled to teach other people what I've learned.
We believe that the words spoken today are going to be from God's words.
Kip McKean is the church's founder
Yeah, it
and
looks like
driving
Ted Bundy.
force.
Okay.
In 1979, some members of the more mainline Church of Christ asked the unordained but charismatic 25-year-old to be their leader. McKean did much more than just revive their flagging congregation.
I really believe this is just the beginning. Amen?
Okay, I'm back
McKean
from
and
the
his
pisser
small
if you need
group
me to
broke
pause.
away from the Church of Christ.
Yeah,
and started
pause it
their
right
own
now.
church,
Pause it right
the
now.
International
All right.
There's some
This
key
guy-
facts that were missed.
All right.
What was
All right.
what was the fact that was missed?
So, well, first off, we kind of talked over the fact that it was started in Boston, pretty much what the church I literally go to, and that's and this guy Jim King, he's gonna come up a lot. That's it. That's pretty much it.
He kind of he has the same dictator. The way he moves his hands and stuff is very like, oh, he's got a
You're full
real
of shit.
he's got a real dictator vibe going. What do you mean I'm full of shit? The difference between this guy and Mussolini is not much. I'll tell you that. say I don't even mean that in like a radical. I mean, not saying their ideas. I'm saying like as a public. At the end of the day, they're just preaching different stuff. One's preaching Rome needs to get rebuilt. One's preaching Christ. It's not different.
I agree there. I agree with you. It's not like
or
the
Stalin
ideas are
with
different.
whatever. Cover all my bases, dude. Leave me the fuck alone. But that's fucking. This guy's a fucking.
It's a strong man.
He's running a huge cult, dude. This is not a small cult. To control that big of a room, this guy's a hypnotist, dude. You can't take over large groups of people without being a little bit like you got to have that. But you got to have that it factor. Honestly, you need to have it. This guy has it.
That's what America's Got Talent is about. It's like, who's our next dictator? Who can control the room?
Who's got it? All right, go ahead. Let's see what else. Let's see what this guy's got. Turn it up a little bit, too.
They teach that the Bible is literally
it's
true.
loud on my end,
and
so I
in
don't
every
want to
situation, a person should do exactly what Jesus would have done.
That's why you're here, to be influenced, to be like Jesus, to imitate those who are like Jesus.
Their dream is to, in one generation, reach out to every person in the world. They feel they must do this because if the rest of us do not live their way, then we are condemned to hell.
There is no other way to be saved. I'm happy to give the information.
Just let me go to hell then, dude. Leave me alone. Like dead ass.
The
Just
reason
leave me the
we
fuck
decided
alone.
to look into this group is that we heard from other people who said, this is not a church. It's a cult trying to control minds.
These are people who are supposed to be representing Jesus Christ.
That is a big room, man.
Disgusting.
It's not a religious group that uses mind control, but it's a mind control group that uses religion.
We heard frightening stories from dozens and dozens of people who've left the International Churches of Christ. They say they feel exploited and lucky to have escaped with their minds and their lives.
God, how could you use my desire to serve you to do this to me? How could you let someone rape me spiritually like this?
Oh, okay, a little excessive,
you're a small
but yes.
group of disgruntled people.
I don't know. That was probably.
We shouldn't listen to you.
It's a very large group. It's a very large. Very large.
In fact, in the last 5.5 years, for every 3 people who joined the church, 2 others dropped out. Some feel financially ripped off.
A decent ratio.
That I was
Not saying I know about recruitment, but that's a good ratio.
tricked.
Holly Winkler belonged to the Philadelphia church. You gave them a lot of money.
I did give them a lot of money.
More than $200,000.
You idiot.
Yeah, this is a little bit on her fault. She's a little stupid.
Well, pause it for 1 second because I don't want to. But dude, literally, they used to ask at like my church for the tithing thing. The minimum they would start at was like at like what the tax rate was. They basically wanted you to pay equal amount to what your taxes were to the church. It's like, are you guys fucking insane? Here's $20.
That's a classic. I mean, because your taxes used to be tied to the church, bro. Like, that's why they do it that way. It's dumb.
This church also never did
$5
any
in the basket.
community service or fundraising.
Yeah, they just took money.
They just take.
Granted, that's a big room, man. You need to have. You
All
need to
churches
have.
just take it.
You need to have a
the
good
most
green
part.
room. You need to be relaxed all day to be able to control all those people. You need to be living in luxury.
The cult, I feel horrible about that, which is what I think it did.
Church leaders say they ask only 12 or 13% of members' income. But some ex-members say the church asks for much more. And even if you don't have much money, the church still wants you to give.
I said, I don't have a job. They said, don't you have any faith? I said, well. They said, do you have a credit card? I said, yes.
Dude, pause it for a
And I
second.
said, well,
Granted, that was my job at
something
UMass Lowell. There would be guys who would say their job. There would be like this one guy, dude. I got in trouble for it. I'm pretty sure because there was like this one guy who was like, I talked to him for like 15 minutes about how he couldn't get a job, and I was like telling him about all the resources, whatever. And then they're like, you need to ask about the money still. I'm like, dude, this guy doesn't have a job, and I gotta ask him for $300 towards UMass Lowell. Fucking animals. Sorry, but I mean, like every fucking weird organization, dude. Granted, Sig Otis does it through raffles. There was some cool raffle prizes at the golf tournament, but they don't ask for 13% of your salary, whatever the fuck they said. That's absurd. All right, go ahead. Sorry. You have to break it up. You can't just play a video.
No,
I'm
I
pretty
got it,
sure
I
we
got
don't
it.
need
No.
to get taken down. I'm just.
It's like public domain. It's the fucking
I gave you
news.
your credit card, and I said, oh, you want me to
We're
put it on the
talking
credit
over
card?
it.
I put $600 on my credit card to give to them when I didn't have a job. They said that God would curse me if I didn't.
What the?
New members are taught that the way to become more like Jesus
That
is to
guy is
follow
not
a
enjoying it.
disciple, a more senior church member who will counsel you
A
about
lot of gingers
most
in there.
everything. Critics say this is the most dangerous
Just an
part of the
observation.
system. They say disciplers tell members what to think, what they should and shouldn't read, what jobs to take. Sometimes they even arrange marriages.
She's loving it.
Kyle Yancey says church leaders ordered him not to go steady with his girlfriend. He taped one of the
Oh
calls.
my god.
Oh God, it's Jaden.
Submit to your leaders. Obey them. It's not just about dating here. It's about your attitude in general. Obey.
Why would members want to submit to this?
I was very
What is that
lonely.
snort, dude? That's
I didn't
fucky.
have that many friends.
Who
and
snorted? I didn't snort.
My
Yeah,
mother
the guy on the
brought me to
phone.
church service.
He like gave
I
a
was-
Nancy
stop.
Cohn of
to
Bedford,
obey
Massachusetts, was only
Christ.
12 when she joined the church.
And there were a lot of young kids that were very friendly and invited me over their house, and that's just what I wanted to do, you know, is go over their house. And I thought they really wanted, wow, these people really like me and they want to be my friends.
It's a recruiting technique called love bombing, say the ex-members who demonstrate.
You know what? One of my friends already had this class last year, and well, we're going to get together and study for a while. You want to come over to my place?
I heard you're playing volleyball at a tournament next week. That's really cool because we always play volleyball at our Bible talks.
Oh, you should come over. We have such a good time together. And you
You don't want to leave because everybody loves to be treated like
Pause
that.
it for a second.
But once you're
Yeah, I was gonna.
Our podcast is not a cult. We want you guys to be involved. We like it. It's great. We are not a cult. Don't give us money. How about that? Simple as that. Now we're not a cult. Don't come after us. Please push our podcast, though. If you like our podcast, thank you. But we are not a cult.
We're not asking
Not-
for money. We are not
need
determining
your
your
money.
place in the afterlife. There, that's the major
Yeah.
thing. We do not determine your place in the
That is
afterlife.
crazy. They're like, hey, hey,
Fucking yeah,
Hey.
just shoot me a Venmo and I'll open the back door to heaven for you.
yeah, yeah, ring, ring. God needs money. Money, please. Oh my God, man, this is crazy.
Oh, jeez.
If you're in the church, you must recruit other members. Leaders tell you, talk to 20 strangers today, or 40, or 60.
Okay.
Bring them in. It's
I
not a
don't.
church.
I don't, I don't want to pause it again, but like I want to. I think I brought this up like a podcast or two ago. But Jaden, I was like sitting in front of a cafe in Boston, and these three
Boston.
guys came up to me and just asked if they could pray for me. I don't know if it was a church like this, but it was definitely
It could have been.
non-denominational.
It could have been.
They didn't
And-
have structures, what you tell me.
And they came up to me and they like invited, like, you know, they just said, we have to pray for you. And we're looking for these like people with these features. It was really weird because they said like, does anyone have like a bad knee? And it was like, also that's fucky because it's like psychic
Fuck.
shit where it's like, oh,
That's a little
does
weird.
it begin with M? Does their name begin with M? Were they a mechanic? Were they a
What you
mechanic?
should do is just be like, get away from me, demon.
I should have, but like,
Yeah, I
they
don't know
see-
about
they,
that.
They like, so I got love bombed and I was nice, and then I told him straight up at the end, I'm like, bro, you like sketch me the fuck out. You're like
you let him
coming
do
up
his
to me.
sales pitch. You
Yeah, I let
his
him do
sales
it.
pitch, and then
I
you
don't let people
broke him down.
sales pitch me anymore because, dude, I used to be a salesman. I was like, I get it, it's your job, whatever. Get your shit out, get your little dopamine high, getting your pitch out, and guess what? You're gonna get.
Pavo, do you feel
dropped
attacked
down.
currently?
No, I'm a
Pavo?
fucking savage in sales. You
Alright,
can't
Pavo,
fucking
if you
rattle
have
me.
something that I need, I
That's
bet
why
you're
you get
gonna make
fucking
me get
Pavo
it.
here, dude. The kid's got the mindset.
Pavo's gonna sell me no matter what, because he's got it's the value. There's no value in determining my afterlife via me giving you money. So yeah, a little tangent. It was fucking spooky getting
I
like.
could sell you on fucking heaven, dude. Imagine how
What's the
imagine how the
price? What's the
clouds
price,
feel against
Pav?
your balls when you fucking lay down, dude.
That is true.
Is that what
There's that.
is that what like what's it called? The metaverse is gonna
Imagine
be
you
like
just
by
turn
your
on the
seat in heaven.
TV and you're sitting on your cloud couch and it's only the good and funny parts of Seinfeld, but it's like you're just watching one continuous episode and there's Nesquik chalky milk, dude.
Chalky
Fucking
milk.
bliss. Okay?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's only gonna
Alright,
cost
dude.
you $29.99 a month. Now until you die.
Do you think
Is that the
I
metaverse?
have a question for you, a religious question for you. Do you think that hell is just all the same? Because here's the deal. I think maybe the top tier of hell might be some fun people. The heat might be bad. It might be like Phoenix. Like if hell was like Phoenix, that'd be not bad.
Cooper.
Forever though.
The Bible says it's like the temperature of like hot tar being poured on your skin all the time forever.
So like Phoenix.
Sure.
I think it's gonna be a little worse than
Might
Phoenix.
be a little hotter
you're
than
telling
Phoenix.
me that me and Hitler are gonna feel the same eternal posts, like just because I didn't go
Yes.
to church and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem fair.
Well, that's the life you chose, Cooper.
Yeah, for real.
That is true. Maybe I should start reading the Bible more and pushing
Or
my
you
views
could just
heavily
spend
on other
all
people.
of eternity in purgatory.
See, we've been preaching the AI God, but we might start preaching real God, so that way we don't end up in hell. Maybe tax exempt. I don't know.
Oh
Tax
my
code.
god, the Red Sox fucking suck.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
They
Brooklyn
do.
wanted to go to the game tonight, and I'm like, $40 each, $40 to park, probably $40 drinks. I'm like, and the team sucks. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Driving from, and plus the tolls from Connecticut to Boston, another $10. I don't like the Red Sox this year. Not doing it. I'm not go. You can make the tickets almost free. I don't think I'd go to a Red Sox game this year. You fucking schmucks.
Yeah.
I cannot like people ask me why I have a Cardinals hat on. I like birds. Yeah, that's not the main reason. I like the Cardinals. That's another reason. The real reason is I don't support the Red Sox this year. So I'm not buying a Red Sox hat for fucking $50 at Lids. Go fuck yourself. Half a day's work to support the Red Sox who don't fucking. Oh, I just don't want to. I don't want to do it with your nerd baseball that we're doing. This is not Tampa Bay. Sorry. Made me go off crazy. But I haven't talked baseball in a while. But anyway.
Take me to church.
All right, we're going back into it. Back to the church.
It's just not. It's a sales organization,
Oh,
and every
it's
day you
sales.
go out and you
Is
gotta
that Mark
pump out
Wahlberg?
sales, and the pressure of that is incredible. And you're just trying to get one person. God, I just gotta get one person in here. Come on, because that's how they're judging.
When Nancy could not persuade other
Bet you didn't
children
ask a
to come to
homeless
her
guy.
church, leaders told her,
You have something wrong with you. You're
Might
not
have
close
helped.
to God. And they said, you need to beg them. Tell them that this is a life and death matter. Even if they say no, beg them until they say yes.
she tried. But when she couldn't recruit anyone else, church leaders told her that she and her family would burn in hell.
What?
You can go to sleep
Probably
at
should
night
cut
wondering if I woke up the next morning if my mother would be dead or my father would be
Definitely
dead and
cut
they'd
that.
be in hell. You know, that's what they told me. Your parents are going to hell, and you're responsible for their
Broke off if I watch
for
this
their
thing and that's in
soul.
there. And I
And
have to deal
that
with
was
that.
a real big
I will fucking
responsibility
end
for
you.
someone who was only
I didn't
14
hear what
years
you
old.
said. I'll have to.
And I couldn't take it anymore. I felt like I was going to crack.
Nancy told the church she was
He does
leaving.
look like she's about to
They
crack.
warned her not to go.
They said that I was to become a prostitute. They said,
Oh.
you know, God's going to destroy your life. He may even take your physical life away from you. And I kept
Hell
saying,
yeah.
no. I kept trying to deny it, but they kept yelling at me. Two people on both of my sides telling me, no, this is going to happen. And I just wanted to escape so bad. I took a knife and I was scratching my wrist back and forth until it started to bleed. I felt that was the only way to escape them was to kill myself.
Being in the hospital and not being allowed to take church leaders' phone calls was the only thing that
Cut
allowed
it.
her to escape the church.
What did you say, Coop? Am I cutting shit? You gotta
Yeah, you
pause
need
it
to
on.
cut. You need to cut that. Sorry, you need to cut that.
But
I'll
you're
cut
fucking
it.
up the video.
Told me if you don't
Jaden,
forgive
you
your sins and join us,
can't
then
leave
you
a
will
softball out there like that.
It took nearly killing herself for Cindy Galinas of New Hampshire to get out of
This
the
lady
church.
looks like the
Oh my
lady from
She says
God.
church leaders told her, her family, and her boyfriend
Your church doesn't
were
work
evil.
if it
I used
drives
to tell
people
you
to
things
suicide.
about
I'm
these people,
sorry.
and they turn around and say I was the
All that's
bad
matters
guy.
is the
They
rape.
told me that it's just the devil possessing my boyfriend, possessing my family, the devil doing that. I
Where
gotta
in
get
New
away
Hampshire
from them
are
right
you
away.
from? I
Come
bet
live with
pretty
us.
far
Cindy couldn't
north.
take the pressure. She broke down. She
Actually,
began to think that she
90.
was Jesus.
I'm Jesus. I sat on his right side. That's all she kept saying, that she was Jesus. See, it's only been a couple days. She was Jesus. For I am Jesus, I command you. Follow me. Come to the window, see the light.
She tried to jump out the window.
And it was total chaos. And I was trying to get out the window.
Total
I'm
chaos.
just trying to save you guys.
Oh my
I'm just trying. I
God.
kept thinking my sister Chris would bring me the water to drink, so I would have my last sip, so we could all be raised to go to heaven.
I don't know what they did to her. I couldn't
think this
believe
lady
it.
has other
Her
stuff going on.
brother-in-law was amazed that the church could change someone so
I
quickly.
think people are
incredible. The whole
susceptible
thing
to
is
shit, and that'll
incredible.
cause people to
In a
have
2
those
month
breaks.
period, that somebody
That
that's so
stash,
nice
dude.
and so gentle and so loving could all of a sudden just completely lose it. What were you
Why'd
hoping?
you bring it to the church then, Pops?
They're hoping to win the world for the Lord.
Meaning you were going to go out and convert as many people as you could.
Right. They would train us, and we'd be the best we could
This
be
is
for God.
nuts. I think
Vicky
I get.
Scar was already very religious when she heard about the
think I-
church. She and her husband were so impressed by how closely this church followed the teachings of Christ that they left their home to join. So it was worth leaving Maryland to go to Boston just for that.
Yes.
But eventually, she and her husband, Chris, found the church's demands overwhelming.
My disciple
Can we pause for a sec?
Yep. What's
I'm
up?
telling you, man, it's crazy.
I'm gonna watch these videos. I think, and see. We can have you back on for part 2. Because how long are these videos?
Well, I
This
think
one's
we got-
like
we're halfway through this one. This is we're 11 minutes into a 24-minute video, and then what's the other one? Let me look at that.
Is there
That
like
one's
highlights you want to
30
show?
minutes. The other one's 30
yeah, like I
minutes.
can skip through it to like the important parts.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, so we got
And then
another
we'll
lady.
have that way, so we're not watching just like the full video. You can watch this little Christchurch thing.
This is a different one, but
'Cause I
I
know
will,
you said
I'll
you
go
had to
back
work.
to where we were. All right.
Map out from 5 o'clock in the
So we
morning
got
till midnight.
her.
Felt the same way.
Yes. If the process to get to heaven is going to be this difficult, I give up. I quit. I'd rather go to hell.
Let me see if I can.
It was downhill from there. A few years later, she says, Chris lost all hope.
He said, you know, honey, we're...
Oh, jeez.
Dude, let me see if I can find some really cool
He
points.
doesn't
for
look
him.
like he's alive because he's not there.
All right,
is he
let's
dead?
go. Yeah, I'm rather certain.
And by the voice earlier, I meant the view.
Yeah, you can just pause it for a second so that way I can find some key points.
Okay.
Just leave it right there. Yeah, this shit's insane. Like most of the shit that they're talking, like keep in mind, this video is from 1993. Most of the shit that they're talking about is still relevant today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know why? Because
Engineer.
they don't change you don't change the recipe. Because if they very clearly only need a 1/3 success rate to pass it on. So if 1/3 of people, that's low key what they said about like the thing about like Hitler in Germany. Oh, I'm sure only 30% knew what was going on in Germany. We'll give you that. We'll give you that little wink, wink, whatever. Thanks for your rockets. But like, they say only 30% of people really need to like be behind a movement. It's the same. They said like, what's the one in America? They only say 3%. Like they got the 3% of people. Like that's what they say. But like, You don't need that many people to have like a belief to kind of like have it work. Like, look at how big that fucking room is. You know how much money they probably bring in? That is Andrew Tate's dream, dude. Andrew Tate has wet dreams about this. He's like, hopefully I can get enough incel people from middle school to high school to give me $50 a month for Hustlers University. And then when they get old enough, they'll learn that the best way to be a top G is paying my OnlyFans girls from
Top
Ukraine.
G. Dude.
Yeah, you can skip to 14 minutes.
You're telling me you're not subscribed to Hustlers U, dude?
14 minutes.
I mean, dude, where else am I going to get 18 ways
Let's
to
replay it.
learn how to make modern money?
For real.
All right.
Tip number 1 was move to Romania for some reason.
All right, ready for
No government regulation.
coming in at 14 minutes, most replayed point.
What I think is the real challenge is to begin again.
Because Vicky Spar was suicidal, she contacted Rick Bauer. Bauer once was a church leader. Now he counsels people who've left the church. Church members told Vicky, don't talk to him and don't read what he's written.
And I didn't read it because I believed it was spiritual pornography, and I was told that that's what that kind of material was.
It's only when
those sunglasses or are those cameras just bad?
You
can't tell.
realize just how evil
No,
and
they're sunglasses.
deceitful the whole system
No, because his glasses are clear.
Bauer says it's church policy to encourage new members to confess past sins to church leaders. The new
This is
members
true.
assume their confessions will be kept confidential.
Well, the Catholic
But Rick
Church does
showed
it too. I'm sure the
Yeah, but they had me
confidential
write it
information.
down. This is
A
different.
list
They
which
they
was
had
then
me
passed
write it
on
down.
to
Cooper.
leadership. Included are
I
things
would have
like
wrote down "Go
recently
fuck
was
yourself, dude"
unfaithful,
from Jesus.
has lesbian background with Coast Guard woman, pre-marriage abortion, abused sexually by father.
Why would you tell
Former
them
church
about the
leaders say
abortion?
confidential information
You don't
like
need to
this
tell
is
them about that.
routinely passed
They
among
already
church
don't
leaders
believe that.
who sometimes use
There's a
it to
mistake on
break
that girl's
reluctant
part.
members.
And they would tell me, perhaps you had a problem with drinking, or perhaps you were abusive to your wife or your child or something like that. And I would get in
Perhaps
there with,
you have some
with
dirt,
the Bible and get in your face
for
and
Jesus.
say, Stossel, you are
Pay us
you're a
off with
sinner.
knowledge.
I bet you're the kind of person that would even beat his child. How dare you do that? How can you stand at the foot of the cross of Jesus and be that kind of person? I can't believe it. And you're not reacting, John. That's the problem, too. You're not broken. You're not really wailing. I think you need to write down all your sins that you've ever committed in all your life. And we need to go over that list.
The demands
my
come from the
God.
Bible.
That's right.
Pause.
Rick's wife,
See,
Sarah,
you
Bro.
think
church leader.
you see how he acted for TV?
That's
How
what that's the sale.
insane.
This guy's an ex-member. They
Yeah,
do shit
how-
like this. That is the
Yo.
rebuking. That is rebuking. That is what it is.
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm saying
Okay,
what
thank
I'm
you.
saying is if that's what he's doing on TV, imagine what he unloaded on real people like. Just saying.
Similar like that happened to me when after I went to prom.
Coop, it's like how we've been talking about like the past family traumas. It's like that in a way where it's like people don't know how to express themselves.
I didn't get to go to prom because my fucking priest was weird. So I'm yelling at you. It's fuck.
It's
oh
fucked.
my God, man.
It's
I can't-
fucked.
It's so weird, man. And here's the deal: we have a podcast. So who are we? We're not fucking.
We're not Jesus.
We're not Jesus.
Yeah.
But these people like acting like, dude, screaming at adults and like an adult screaming at a kid like that about being like going to prom. Freak.
Insane.
Anyway, that's my outside. That's the devil's advocate opinion. Truthfully, dude, whatever sells
The
Jesus.
Catholic's advocate.
I say the Catholic advocate. I say maybe vaping priest. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love this bit. I love this continuing bit.
Dude, I don't even think it's a bit. I just think like if like it's just like it's an advice to balance out this. So it's just like
I get it. Jaden, do you want to keep on this one? Do you want to go to the other one?
Yeah, there's a little bit more to this video,
Yeah.
and then we can move
What's
to the next one.
Keep going on this with what she's got.
Yeah, you can just let it roll because it's not too long
We've
after
talked
this.
about this before. This keeps coming up for you.
Often teams of disciples would break you down.
John, you're
Oh my God.
I mean, you won't even listen to her.
That's reminiscent.
She has the words of God.
Sarah and Rick say that over 4 years, they did this to hundreds of disciples.
If you leave this group, your wife could leave you. Things will happen, John. You walk away from God.
I love
you'll
this.
Have
This is
nothing.
I don't know how you
wow.
could go on living. I really don't know how you could go on living.
It's like a dog returning to its vomit. And if you leave this church, that's what you're doing.
In the vomit,
Oh my
John.
God.
I don't think you represent the Bible.
I'm just telling you what's in the scriptures,
This is the
John.
movement of God. This is the church. It's either the Boston
This
movement.
guy has a boner. You can tell he's
You gotta
uncomfortable.
decide.
Why will people
He likes
believe
getting
that?
scathed like this.
That's the only
Yeah,
source
he's
of
like,
reality. They have surrendered.
In his head, he's like, "This is amazing television right now."
Well, you can see he's leaning sideways. So that's like, if you're really having an interview, you don't want to be leaning sideways like that. Like, he's not a fat guy. He's not moving for his belly.
Be
Yeah,
obedient.
that's some body
Trust.
language right there.
If you don't trust your
He's saying
disciples,
he's making sure that
You don't
back camera
trust
doesn't
God.
get the fucking
And
tag.
why would they want to brainwash you?
they want to be able to control your behavior. They want to be able to make you pliable to whatever the group wants you to do.
That looks like
They
Caillou.
want to be able to have an army of thousands and thousands of people who do
What?
whatever Kip McKean says.
It's so exciting.
Kip McKean would not
Here's
agree
the
to
guy.
talk to us. He said Church of Christ elder Al Baird would speak for the church.
People say you control people's minds.
Absolutely, we don't believe that we control people's minds. God
He said yes.
is
He
a God of
confirmed with
love,
an
and He
absolutely.
wants people to love Him. You can't make somebody love.
It's not church policy to break people.
To break
Old
people,
Spice
to
out.
force them to do something against their will? Absolutely not. What we try to do is persuade people to do what
That's cap.
we want them to do, but not in terms
Persuade
of
people.
beating on people, forcing them to do what
It's totally
they want to
foreign to you, you know.
This guy's giving guys with big foreheads a bad name.
totally teach against that. Again,
Baird denied most everything the critic said. For example, he says disciples'
You have to give him
confessions aren't
something. You have to be like,
passed
yeah, you know what? We
You
do
keep
convince
these
people.
confessions confidential.
I absolutely.
If you're
keep them
open with it.
confidential. I teach that they should be kept confidential.
Then what about this sin list that's passed around?
I don't know of a sin list that show me a sin list that gets passed around by leaders of the church.
Okay. You haven't seen this?
This guy just got trumped.
If this
Damn.
Got the Trumps, dude.
Absolutely
And if I
fucked.
found out that someone did this, this could even be grounds
So,
for their dismissal.
man.
You haven't seen something like this
I
before.
absolutely have not seen this.
But we hear stories about people
He's
being
panicking.
broken by confrontational interviews. Their secrets thrown at them until they break.
Doesn't happen. I would never say something never happens. When you're dealing with 70,000 people.
Oh, he's
This
starting
guy,
to
this
cover.
guy's such a scumbag, dude.
He's starting to cover for
But I
himself
can
now,
tell
dude.
you,
He knows
I can
that
tell you, it is
he
not
didn't expect them to
what
have
leadership
something, I don't think.
He definitely
approves
didn't.
of
He didn't prep for
and
that.
doing
You can
anything
tell.
that Jesus wouldn't do.
Yet former
So
church
random.
leaders kept telling us
Do we
breaking
have
people
do
is
we have to have
policy.
these people sitting in Chris
Seclusion is
episodes
one
before?
technique.
You'd hold people in a basement.
Can
for
we
2
get
weeks.
some chairs for them, please?
I was on the
I'm
staff
not
when that
taking these
took
people
place.
seriously. Skip
And you
it.
thought
I don't even
that
care
was
what they're
okay.
saying.
Yeah, no, I
This
don't
guy's
know.
scary looking. Children of the Corn-esque. Sorry.
We want to go with the next one.
Yeah, we can go to the next one.
All right.
All right. Do you got any intro for this one, or does she intro it, or?
All right, I'll intro it real quick. So pretty much, this girl made this video 9 months ago. 9 months ago, and she pretty much talks about leaving. It's pretty much everything I talked about.
Is
It's
she
all
dead, though?
relevant.
Is she good?
What?
Is she
What do you mean
good?
she good? What do you mean is she good?
She doing
She
okay now.
She isn't missing, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I don't fucking know. It's not like I know her personally.
Does your church have gulags, Jaden? Because
Yeah.
I know the Catholic Church.
Do they
does.
know how to make this woman disappear? Dude, this is horrifying. Again, Christ Church, do your thing.
Man up, dude. Grab your fucking nuts and be ready to kill somebody if anything happens. But yeah,
What are you-
pretty
what am I,
much same.
fucking John Wick, man. Like, I guess the Christ Church
Yeah,
people are crazy, man. These are like the stonemasons, I guess. I didn't know we were taking on the fucking.
Ooh, that's loud.
All right.
That might
Well,
get
let
it.
me just pull up some relevant points so that way you don't just start watching some random.
Yeah.
Plug in Amazon as well. I'm sure Bezos loved that.
Yeah, he gets all the free rep
Yeah,
in
you
this
gotta make
video.
the
Yeah.
fucking Overlord happy.
She had that thing all the way zipped up. There was no confusing what logo was on there.
You can start at like 3 minutes.
All right.
3 minutes in.
Drafted into the ICOC. I was asked to study the Bible after teen camp. Now, at first, I thought that studying the Bible meant that I was going to go to a Bible study with a bunch of other girls my age. And boy, was that not the case. And I'll get into a little bit of that later, but I actually agreed to do these Bible studies, right? I didn't know that they were Bible studies. I thought they were just one Bible study and we'd all get together and just read the Bible together. You know, I was down for that. But that was not the case. So I agreed to do these Bible studies, and in doing these Bible studies, okay, first and foremost, I was actually asked to study the Bible by my team minister at the time. She actually didn't live that far from me, and I found that
And that was
out
Mr. F
because
for
I
me.
rode down to teen camp with her and her husband. So just a sidebar.
And that's what they called the camp
and like
I
I
went
said,
to,
I
teen
thought that the
camp.
Bible studies were just a regular Bible study because I came from a Baptist church and I was used to going to.
We were playing a drinking game
Wednesday night
for
Bible studies.
drink every time she said
So,
Bible study. We'd be dead.
Yeah, I remember there were a series of studies that they had me go through. And I remember going through these studies, and mind you, I was baptized at the age of 5. So, at 5 years old. And I told them that, you know, I was baptized at 5. So what they do is they give you these studies. They're called the principal studies, the first principal studies. And these are studies that are basically, I guess, vital to your Christian walk, to newborn Christians. I didn't know that at the time. I was a child, right? So I got baptized at 5 already. And I decided to now go to another church, go to a church camp, and I was asked to study the Bible. And I thought that that meant a Bible study, not Bible studies, and especially not studies that were geared towards me getting baptized because, like I said, I was already baptized. So
Yeah,
what
and the
ended up
difference is
happening
with me,
was,
I already knew what studies were. She didn't
I
really know.
got coerced into believing that I wasn't a
Studies.
disciple,
I didn't really
that I
do
wasn't a
Bible
Christian,
studies. What is it? What like do
that
you
I needed these
classify as Bible
studies to
study?
get baptized again.
Specific, it's like specific lessons that you have to like pretty much go through in order to get baptized, I guess.
So kind of like
That's
CCD, I guess, right?
Yeah, but it's more like it's more like one-on-one, or like there's like 2 disciples and then there's you.
Oh,
that's so
that
messed up.
Like
seems like a
you're
healthy
the only
discussion. That seems
you're
like
the only,
open.
you're
That
the only
seems like,
person that's not a disciple there.
that seems like a great open-minded educational tool.
Very
Having a
Socratic.
study be 2 adults, basically. So do you even? Is it based on text? Like, what do you guys like? That's
It's like
absurd to me.
it's like specific like scriptures they just pretty much go over. Like, remember the egg of yolk being of yolk thing? Like
Oh,
she'll
we
go
remember
over
the
it.
egg yolks.
She'll go over it.
Dude, I want to like say something that I know we can't like say on the podcast. Like,
oh God,
I'm just gonna say it and then we can cut it. Like, definitely culty behavior. Very simple. I guess the teaching and stuff when you explain it like that, it's like that's why it's like funny because we also fell for a cult a little bit. So who are we to
well,
judge?
we're more of a men's club.
Yeah, that is true.
This is like we're not. I'm not.
Yeah, we're more.
We don't force
We're
people to
more of like
date
a
within
diet
our
soda.
organization.
We're more of a diet soda version of this. You're more.
These
You're at
people were
least
telling me I couldn't listen to music with swears in it, not date
Oh
people that
yeah,
didn't go
yeah.
in the church
This is
and go to prom.
That's vodka compared to like a seltzer, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's different, but it's also like a little bit culty. I guess when you talk about the teachers and stuff.
This is very culty.
But more like the fact that it's on like how so you're like 12 years old going to Bible study. This is where we come back in. Bible study, 12 years old, getting yelled at by like 2 adults about Jesus and stuff, like based on text.
We going back into the video?
I was
Yeah.
asking Jaden a question, but that's fine. You can go back.
Oh, I didn't even realize you were asking a question. I thought it was a statement, but yeah.
No. I was asking
Pretty
because
much.
I didn't experience that. That's insane.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Rebaptized because I wasn't a Christian. And I went through these studies,
Every other
and
religion
based
is
on my
wrong, right?
answers to these questions that they were asking me, they determined that I was not a Christian. Sounds crazy, right? It gets better. So, these studies that I went through, some of them were about counting the cost, so considering the cost of being a Christian, what it means to be a Christian.
Can you pause video real quick?
There was some other.
So
I have an
with
idea what the cost is.
So counting the cost, that's what they told. That's what my Mr. F told me. My team minister, my discipler, he said that breaking up with my girlfriend was just part of counting the cost. And I was like, "What you mean counting the cost?" And he was like, "That's just the price it pay. You have like that's just the price you personally have to pay for you to become like a disciple."
It's not even. I think it's
And
not
I was
even.
like, "You're telling me this is breaking up with my girlfriend is the price? Like, what if I had to kill? You're telling me if I had to kill somebody, that was counting the cost?
Well, that's
That would
kind of
be
what.
insane."
Well, that's kind of what you can say it's leading to, because it's like kind of like if you're willing to not go, like the people who, at the end of the day, you going to prom. That's when they knew basically they lost you. They probably try to the rebound whatever is a shit like trying to guilt you back in, but it's like they try to get the people who don't go to prom. That's their goal. Like they try to make like at the end of the day they want to have it be something. I feel like it's perfect. I guess it's probably a moral thing 100%. That's where they like kind of like their excuse to ride the principle, but it's still like you just said, that's a perfect thing. Like, so like once you get someone trained enough, you can be like, yeah, you're gonna kill someone. But anyway, is there something else in this video? Because also we can probably like I'll definitely watch it by myself. But we've been 2 hours about the cult church. I think they are gonna kill us. This might be a part 2 of a series, if you guys like cults, cooped up cults, new spinoff. Who knows? Anyways,
this definitely could be a part 2 because
yeah,
it gets crazy.
It gets crazier than this.
Do you have any
Well, I
highlights
mean,
you
just
want
like
us to other highlights?
I mean, I'd probably just have to watch the video again just to make sure. Like,
all right,
or at least not just know exactly where things are because I don't know exactly where parts are.
We'll do a second thing with the exact parts of this, a little analysis, maybe some YouTube videos.
But you also have to listen to those Spotify podcasts because those ones are also insane.
I'll do that for the part 2. We'll listen to stuff like that, and we'll make like a YouTube or something. Hey, Pavo, do you have any hot takes? Anything that's happened to you recently that you need to air out? Anything happen at church?
No, I haven't been. I only go to church on Easter and Christmas. That's
So
it.
you're one of the people that clogs the arteries of the fucking church for the people who go every week.
Yep, fuck them.
Those were the only weeks I was allowed to not go. Were the holiday days.
Oh, you didn't have to go like midnight or anything to beat the clogged arteries?
No. Go fuck that. My parents were very principled. If they didn't want to do it, they weren't forcing me to do it, I guess, which is great. And that's one of the few things that they were like, yeah, we're not doing that. Fuck that. That's half the reason I didn't play hockey. My dad's like, I'm not getting up and going to a hockey rink at 4 a.m. He's like, go fuck yourself. I'm not playing hockey. So I respect it. But yeah, we didn't do any of that stupid shit. Sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna make my kids do hockey so I get to go on the ice. I'm gonna be the coach so I can exercise.
Oh, that's fantastic. You're fantastic.
I'm terrible.
Jaden, I'm really sorry that you were in a cult, and I'm really glad you escaped. This could be a reality TV series. If you listen to this podcast and you have the ability to give I also have a bit for a TV show. It's about testing people who say dumb shit online, and we'll like challenge them. Like, because I saw this video of like an orca whale sitting maniacally underneath this boat, and they were throwing fish back, and the orca whale wasn't looking for the fish; it was just looking at the people. And I was like, "Damn, that's really scary." And I like look at the comments. Like, I'm expecting all these people to be like, "Wow, that's scary." the first 30 comments were like, that whale's not doing anything. It's just curious. And I'm like, these people are fucking crazy. I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I would watch a show that took people who said stuff like that about like wild animals or science or whatever, challenged them. And they had to recreate that circumstance. We get these people on a boat, maybe offer them money, a stay at a Sandals resort, and they slap the water with the orca whale down there, and we'll see if they're just curious or if that thing shreds the person apart. Because if they're so confident about it, I say we challenge them. I think that would be great content if someone has the legs to make that work, or a little Jaden escaping cult miniseries on TLC. One of those shows that you make 2.5 hours, kind of like this podcast, 2.5 hours, and you just get like enough people sucked in that they don't realize their day's gone after they watch 90 Day Fiance for 45. I think this has potential, Jaden, to be a TV show.
100%.
So
I think so too.
You blessed us with this. Could be a true crime little spinoff that we do, a little cult crime spinoff. Pavo, you just added that perfect level of Pavo flair, dude. Fantastic. You never said your hot take, dude.
I didn't have a hot take.
Damn.
And yeah, dude, it's been pretty normal life over here. Nothing has really pissed me off lately. It's been going good.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Healthy, dude.
I know.
Oh, I'm Mr. Pavo. What kind of cult do you have to sell to me? What's making you happy?
Dabs, pretty much.
You're back on the weed. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
I was literally about to ask him, like, do you think it? In my head, I panicked a little bit. I'm like, maybe that's the sign I should stop smoking weed. Because Pavo stopped smoking weed. He's saying he's fucking all happy.
I was driving by the dispensary and just went in, take a trip down memory lane, and I hadn't smoked a dab in like over a year, and I was like, you know what? Let's buy a gram of dabs and dust off the old rig. And then the dude who was like working the counters, like, he's like, oh yeah, like this is some really nice wax, like blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, like I'm breaking like a 6-month tea break. I haven't taken like a dab in like a year. And he just like leans in. He's like, be careful. This is some serious stuff. And I was like, all right, buddy, thanks. That wasn't daunting at all. And I went home and took a fucking.
You were gonna freak out if you take
Globby Junior. That's why I bought it.
Yeah, dude. Globby Juniors.
I'm trying to fucking see God. Join a cult, maybe.
That is fantastic. So, I would argue that's Pablo's back on the wagon.
Yeah, we're back on the wagon. I mean,
which is positive.
We just
off
needed,
the wagon. I feel like negative.
We needed to. We needed a little break. We're back in it. We're stronger than ever. I might take another one right now.
A little dabski, dude. Nice.
A little nightcap.
I think Bezos is really happy that got on fucking camera. Amazon's PR team was probably stoked about the Christchurch getting the. I mean, how many views did that video have?
5,000.
70,000.
Oh.
7,000 views. So Amazon basically, I don't know, but
the girls video 5,000.
Okay. Even 5,000. All I could think about was potentially ordering something on Amazon, and I don't even have an account. So I'm sure someone got brainwashed into ordering something from Amazon when they were watching that Christchurch thing. Bezos should pay her more money. Maybe put her in witness protection, unless he's part of it. You think Bezos is part of it? Maybe.
No, he's
probably a bigger cult.
His own cult. Yeah.
Dude, I'm a big dab guy. But anyways, thanks everybody for listening. Go to watch the YouTube. We'll put this one. We're gonna have to put that part on YouTube. I didn't even think about that. Like Spotify, you could probably watch.
Yeah,
I don't know. We didn't really think the YouTube thing through since we didn't do visual.
I'll get it. No, I did visual. I backed it up. Don't worry. We're good.
Okay, cool. Alright, you can end the recording. Thanks for listening, everybody. T-shirts are coming, I swear. Leah says the samples are done.
Peace be with you.
Good.